Hello and welcome. So this is going to be a short one today. So there has been all this talk lately about Belarus getting their own tactical nuclear weapons from Russia. And it doesn't seem to be perceived as such a big deal. It's not like, or apparently it's not like Lukashenko gets its own nuclear button that he can press whenever he wants. Most likely the Russians will retain control of them. So it's not like a lot of things will actually change. But today I wanted to take a look at what systems do the Russians actually have in terms of tactical nuclear weapons that they could theoretically give to Belarus, and what could Belarus theoretically do with them. And then we're going to try them out on my personal favorite punching bag, and that is the city of Berlin, of course. But this time it's not going to be like an ordinary Berlin, it's going to be a new and improved Berlin. One where Germany has actually gone through with its all the purchases that it plans, and can now field at least one IRIS-T SLM system. So that's a SHORAD, one that is currently operating in Ukraine and seems to be doing a really good job there. And it's basically just the ground-launched version of the IRIS-T. At least in command, it seems like they're actually going with an infrared seeker on these missiles, which is a little bit. I thought it was actually like a radar homing, like a active radar seeker, but yeah, maybe I'm wrong. So really good system. The only problem, it's not a lot of missiles. I mean, having good performing interceptors is one thing, but if you're going to do a SHORAD system, you also need a lot of missiles. And this is just a couple. Alright. And then, of course, the Arrow 3 system from Israel, which is actually a really, really nice and very capable anti-ballistic missile system. And so, this time there's quite a bit of defense, and we're capable, of shooting down ballistic missiles, and we have good additional defense against cruise missiles and maybe even planes. We'll see what we'll come up with. Alright, so first of all we'll have to figure out what do we actually, what is a tactical nuclear weapon. And as always, there's not a very clear definition on it, but in general it's supposed to be a nuclear weapon that you're not using to destroy population centers. Instead you'll be using it on the battlefield or close to the battlefield, as in actual combat. It's supposed to actually attack armed forces, not population centers or anything. And because you will have, or you might have, friendly forces nearby and stuff, you cannot make them as big. So usually they will not have the same yields as your normal strategic nuclear weapons. And the number that I've heard a couple of times before was 100 kilotons as the limit for when you would call them tactical. Here on Wikipedia they say approximately 50 kilotons, but that's kind of the range that we're talking about here. If you compare that to the very early nuclear weapons, for example the ones that were dropped on Nagasaki and Hiroshima, those were about 15 kilotons. So 15 kilotons can basically destroy a city. And we're talking multiple times that, up to 10 times that. So it's still a lot of boom in these things. But of course they get dwarfed by the multiple 100,000 kilotons or even megatons that you see on strategic nuclear weapons. Alright, so taking a quick look at the news, did we actually get some hints about what kind of weapons they're getting? And this is like a news story from Reuters, but it was like a lot of news channels had it. Already a couple of days old, so yeah. So what they said is that the weapons that they will receive, there will be both bombs and missiles, apparently. And they said it was supposed to be... Can I actually find it? Yeah, there it is. So, yeah, bombs and missiles, and 3 times more powerful than those dropped on Hiroshima. In this case, he was referring to bombs, not missiles, so that might be relevant. Yeah, so let's see if we can find anything in command that would fit that description. Okay, first of all, let's take a look at some ballistic missiles. So, I've placed some in different areas. First of all, the good old Iskander-M. Can it reach Berlin? No, it can't. It can reach Berlin if it is put over here in Kaliningrad. It's just barely in range. Also, I don't know what's up with there are like penetrators and cluster munitions for the Iskander-M, but I can't get any nuclear warheads, so yeah, pretty sure they exist, but yeah, they're not in the game. And yeah, are there any other like ballistic missiles, ground launched that is? Yeah, there used to be like the good old Tochkas from way back, and but their range is pretty pathetic. Like as you can see, like up to 40 nautical miles. The version B has like 65. So yeah. Yeah, so this is what they look like when they're deployed, and yeah, also, oh, this is also a nice one. Yeah, that's a little bit more close up. Obviously, these are very short range ballistic missiles. No chance of them being able to reach Berlin from Belarus. So if we want to see how they work, we actually have to like put them down over here. And this is, of course, not Belarus. This is Poland. Yeah. So all the missiles are allocated from both this Tochka unit and the stone unit, like the Iskander-Ms from Kaliningrad, and yeah, let's see what happens. Just start slowly. There they come. So first we can take a look at the Tochkas. This is in God mode, so we can see what happens like when the SAMs fire, and I'm pretty sure that, yeah, there they come. So the arrows pretty much, for the Scarab, they can detect them the moment they gain altitude, and yeah, we have a lot of, like quite a few arrows coming out, and they are going to kill the Tochkas easily. And smash. Tochkas are done. What about the Iskanders? Yeah, so they are like quite a bit further away, and they will go a lot higher. So we can like speed it up a little bit. So they're now at 120 kilometers, 130 kilometers, 140. And at some point the arrow should start like picking them up and actually engaging them. Let's see. Oh, 150. There they come. So the Iskanders are pretty much at like at their highest point, and now the arrows come out, and can they hit them? Yep, there they go. Bam. And this is essentially the same missile as a Kinjal, so it's basically the ground launch version of the Kinjal. Yeah, they got them. So all ballistic missiles got smashed pretty easily. I mean, you would have to fire a lot more of them to stand any chance. Okay, but are there any other ground-launched options? Because I remember reading something about one of the systems that will be stationed in Belarus would be Iskanders, and yeah, it does not necessarily have to be these Iskanders, because there's also a newer version of them, and that is the like these are called SS-26 Stone, and those are the SSC-8 screwdrivers. And these actually do not fire ballistic missiles. These fire the Iskander-K and the new version of the Iskander-K, which is basically a ground-launched caliber missile. And those have quite a bit more range than the old Iskander-K and Iskander-M, over 1,000 nautical miles. And they can be equipped with nuclear warheads. But we're like a bit above our the threshold that we assumed, so it's quite a bit more than 100 kilotons. And these things are, interestingly, those are actually like the reason the United States quit the INF Treaty. Yeah, because the INF Treaty actually banned ground-launched, short-range, intermediate-range nuclear weapons, which includes cruise missiles. Interestingly, it's only accounts for ground launched. So air launched cruise missiles with nuclear warheads are totally fine, apparently. Okay, so each of those has each TEL has 4 of them, and so that makes for quite a few missiles. Yeah, so let's see if we can hit anything. So we're just gonna grab these 2 really quick. Probably have to get out of God mode. So what do we want to kill? We want to kill all of this. Yeah, come on. Just fire everything. And that is 32 cruise missiles. And God mode on. Let's see what happens. There they come. Swoosh and swoosh. $32, that's it. So of course they will take a while to get there. Probably maybe half an hour? Let's see. Alright, there they come. And in a moment, the air defenses should start picking them up and engaging them. Again, if they had AWACS, that would make things a lot easier. In that case, I mean, we can actually switch over and see. Can they see them? Yes, they can see them. And they're being picked up by the TRM. That's the radar of the IRIS-T system. So, yeah, let's see what happens. There come the IRIS-Ts. Bam. Let's just speed it up just a little bit. Don't let it get too close. 200 kilotons can really mess up your day. And they got all of them. Nice. Yeah, of course, there'll be a little bit of contamination, but yeah, not our problem. Okay. So yeah, this is one option. Might be one of the things that will be stationed in Belarus, but yeah, as you can see, it's basically a cruise missile, so it can be defeated. Yeah, but as you probably know, cruise missiles are tricky. So yeah, in this case, they were all shut down because we had SAMs in that location. But yeah, difficult to see, and oftentimes you have to intercept them at short notice. Not the best thing to have happen to you. Okay, are there any other options? So I just dropped a couple of Russian airplanes here in this little airbase. And for example, one thing that they do have, which you can probably count as a tactical nuclear weapon. Oh, that's the plane, not the weapon, but yeah. Su-34, the Fullback. And they can carry the nuclear-tipped Kodiak, the KH-102. It's basically the same thing as a KH-101, but yeah, with a nuke on top. Right, and the same applies, like they're long-range cruise missiles, so they can totally be used to engage most of Europe. Yeah, what else do we have? We have the KH-55SM, which is also a cruise missile, a little bit older. They also give it a range of 1,600 nautical miles, but works pretty much the same. Has a 200 kiloton nuclear warhead, and you can strap 6 of them on a Tupolev 95 Bear. Yeah, not too interesting in my opinion. What is interesting are these things. The AS-16 Kickback or KH-15. They look like a ballistic missile, but they're actually a little bit different. They're more like they're described as an air-launched high supersonic solid fuel missile. But what they actually do is they behave a little bit like you would expect from a HARM or a Argon missile. So they are powered all the way, and they reach pretty crazy speeds. So they will like pop up a little bit and then just scream right towards their target with a solid rocket motor. And yeah, they are carried on Tupolev 22s. Yeah, and just to demonstrate how they work, we can just quickly launch this group. Wait till it pops out. There it is. And we'll just fly it over here. As you can see, the range is not super impressive. That's like what, yeah, 80 nautical miles. So you have to get close. But as you can imagine, like these things will go at the speed of Mach 5 or something, and that makes them difficult to intercept. So let's see if we can actually land some hits here. Yes, I know I'm not allowed to do that while in God mode. Okay, we're shooting the government building. 6 missiles per plane. Missiles go out. So we'll just put on God mode, and so you can see the trajectory. We'll just switch on our little tech view here. Ooh, there it is. So there's the target. So they will actually make like a pretty like acute arc over here, and then just keep like powered flight towards the target, and they'll be crazy fast. So you can already see it's like Mach 5, and that's in the ascent phase. So they're up to 100,000 feet, and now they're coming back down. As you can see, they're really not following a ballistic trajectory. They're kind of just peaking up and then shooting straight to their target. And as you can see here, they are at this point still powered. And I have to actually speed it like down to 1x speed. And now they're basically on final approach, already on the outskirts of Berlin, and they're still going at like over Mach 5. So yeah, let's see if our Patriot can actually deal with that. Because that's not an easy... Oh, yeah, this seems to have some problems. And what is this? Those are Pack 2s. Maybe we wasted all the Pack 3s on the... Oh, that doesn't look good. Oh, we're probably getting nuked here. Come on. Is none of them exploding? that's weird. Wonder what happened there. Oh, they all malfunctioned? Well, maybe they malfunctioned by default. Alright, so no nuclear explosions this time. Okay, let us just really quick reload the scenario. Okay, and we're back. And so, yeah, all of these are very interesting. And I mean, probably like a little bit big. I mean, that was 350 kilotons that malfunctioned 100% of the time, but yeah, still, so kind of like a bit above the threshold for a tactical nuke, but it is like, from the way it works, it's in a similar space. Yeah, thing is, Belarus has never operated and does not operate Su-34s, Tupolev-22s, or Tupolev-95 Bears. So what do they have in terms of aircraft? So they currently still operate MiG-29s. And there is actually a nuclear option for the MiG-29. The problem is these are apparently not, like the expert versions are apparently not nuclear capable. But then again, I mean, if you have pilots who are trained on these things, you can probably just transfer the nuclear version over, and they should be able to use them pretty quickly. And what you can mount on them is this RN-40 tactical bomb, which has a 30 kiloton nuclear warhead. And this is basically just a dumb bomb with a nuke on top. Yeah, and the 30 kilotons, I mean, that's twice the yield of a Hiroshima bomb. So I think that fits the description pretty well. I'm pretty sure this might be one of the things that they have been referring to. The problem with the nuclear MiG-29 is, yeah, the range is really not that great. So 230 nautical miles, that would be enough to get halfway across Poland, but that's basically it. So yeah, I mean, if you do a one-way trip, you can maybe stretch it out to 43. Yeah, you might. Yeah, it's like the very edge of the range, and then you have to like ditch the plane right away, basically on top of the mushroom cloud. All right, beside it. The Belarusians also used to operate Su-24s. So these are kind of like similar to the Tornado. They're like meant for like super low altitude, super high speed penetration missions. And I think they got rid of them in 2012, but I mean, it's probably likely that they can get some pilots if they really have to. It's something that they have used in the past. And these can also carry the 30 kiloton bomb, the RN-40, and those have a much better strike radius of like 630 nautical miles. And that, of course, is enough to hit Berlin. So I guess we should try them out. So I have set up a nice little mission here for them to strike the capital. And yeah, let's see what happens. There they go. They're of course in groups of 4. And yeah, we'll just keep God mode on, group mode off, so we can see all the planes. And this case, like, they're going like super low altitude. I mean, you can actually switch over to the German side and see what the Germans see, and as you can see, they can see a thing. That's where the planes are. And yeah, we can just keep it going for a moment. Yeah, they're really close now and still no detection. That's just, I mean, they're basically like a cruise missile at this point. Maybe slow it down a little bit. There they are. So they detected them at a range of, 17 nautical miles. That's like not comfortable. Not a comfortable distance. So let's slow it down a little bit. We'll just watch it in God mode. See if any of them can come through. They will of course have to defend against the SAM systems. There's the second group. Oops, and one is dead. Oops. And another one bites the dust. Oh, okay, so maybe none of them is going to get through this time. There goes another one. Of course they will run out of fuel at some point. Oh, that was a nasty one. Oh, and that's probably it. SAMs are empty. There come the bombs. Slow it down a little bit. The other ones are probably turning back. It's gonna hurt. Yeah. Alright, so targets destroyed, I guess. Yeah, so there you have it. The good old dumb bombs. Good old Cold War style penetration missions still working. I mean, this might have looked differently if we had like an AWACS in the air and some Eurofighters on standby, and we could have like engaged them before you even got there. But if you have a target that's less well defended, then yeah, if one of those gets through and drops one of the bombs, can hurt. Also, what I have not mentioned is that there is actually a quote-unquote strategic version of these RN40s, and they will have, oh actually they're not allowed on the MiG-29, but yeah, they have I think just over 100 kilotons yield, so yeah, that can totally a few of those can totally raise a city if necessary, and yeah. Alright, so tactical nuclear weapons. Hope you found it interesting. I mean, if you want to see any of them used in a real like strike mission or something or a scenario, just let me know. I'll see if I can incorporate them in the future. Yeah, so that's it for today. Take care. See you next time.